gotta get it.
It's been a while. And some of us got to the point where we were asking, minute we were precious.
I got something.
Yeah, just one time this morning. Well done. I think Bobby Christensen has our invitation this morning. There he is.
Yes. We're going to pray that we get off of probation and the district governor will be happy. Let's bow our heads. Rotarians, we are blessed with lives of relative luxury and opportunities unknown to many. Help us review our blessings and our lives with honesty as we consider our priorities and our opportunity to help others. Open our hearts to those in need while still providing us with appropriate fruits of our own labors. Help us to share not only our tangible wealth, but also our intangible riches of knowledge, leadership, and creativity to make our city, our nation, and our world a better place filled with peace and love that you can bring through us. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
in all the things we think, say, and do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
I have a Rotary moment.
Fantastic. The last 6 Rotary moments are on the fly.
I could do a Rotary hour. But about 3 years ago, about this time of year, I was in charge of speakers, as I was in line to be president. And I'd heard about this great speaker. Many of you might remember the gentleman, Frank, I think his name was Frank or Richard Rafanovic. And he had grown up in Czechoslovakia, and as a teenage boy, he was enslaved by the Nazis and was in a work camp. And it was overrun by the Russians and almost got killed because they were wearing German uniforms. And anyway, incredible story of survival. And he eventually made his way to asylum in America. And of course, it was a great talk. And then all of a sudden, he was talking about Hitler and how terrible Hitler was and all the traits. And then the next thing you know, he puts up a picture of President Obama. I'm like, oh my God. And he made this connection. I was like, I had no idea there's any political message there. And I wanted to crawl under a table, and I knew that we have, our strength is our diversity in this club, and I knew some people probably weren't going to be happy with that. But it worked out fine. As a matter of fact, at the end of the meeting, all kinds of people stayed after, were asking him questions, and I know that some of the people that were asking him questions were the very people I was afraid that would have been offended. But it was a touchy moment.
I have invited him back, but no PowerPoint this time. Chuck, your Sergeant Arms report this morning.
Yes, thank you, Mike. We have 47 Rotarians here today. We also have Deborah Friedman from Summit here today. We have Carl Ashby from Greensboro Club here today. Mike Conrad has a guest today.
Yeah, I am very happy to have my wife, Mary Ann, with us today.
Jonathan Smith has a guest today.
Here's my associate, Stephen Boatman. He's here on official Rotary business this morning, doing compliance work for our company. Stephen's here for his second time.
Yeah, I might come up to you and read your signature.
Cheryl David has a guest today via Dale Farlow.
This is Lisa Simpson. Hey. Lisa has submitted an application for membership, so we're going to be meeting with her. And welcome.
And Dan Quinn has a guest today.
Matt Knott, please stand up. Matt's a young man in Greensboro that we would like to have come join us at some point. So thank you for being here.
And we also have some very special guests today, as you know. Claudia Kennedy is here. She's our the Area 11 Assistant Governor. She's filling in today for Ken Keller, who's the Area 5 Assistant Governor, who couldn't be here today, so we'd like to welcome her. And Claudia is going to be introducing our very special guest today, Larry Lassiter, our District Governor, and his wife, Dolores Lassiter.
All right, before we go any further, where's Chris? Chris.
Right here.
Stand up. Stand up. Good, Bill, Ralph. Can we say thank you to Chris?
Ralph wants to know if he can just go ahead and get his now too.
Well, Ralph, that's tough to follow. Saturday night was Gate City at its very, very best, and Chris just did a fantastic job, so we are all in your debt. Dale, do we have some birthdays, anniversaries today?
Well, nobody's getting any older this week. We have one club member anniversary, and that's Mike Slane, and it's on the 25th. And Mike, is it 14 years, 15 years? Are you here? Not here. That's it? That's all I have this week.
Don't see Ashley for health and happiness reports. Rob and I both got a long email from Gail last night, and I'm sorry, I have to do this like business. There's a hard transition from that to football pool, so Walt, you're just going to have to roll with it.
Wow. Okay. Everybody, obviously, we're all here. On a little happier note, Dorothy and Erica.
Never good.
For the Dud to Stud Award, got 12 out of 18 correct. That's your personal best. Congratulations. Okay. On the other hand, Chuck Alexander has the neatest ever filled out book. I mean, it's incredibly block letters, everything circled just perfectly. Everything, but unfortunately, he did get the Dud Award. Congratulations, buddy. Yeah, okie doke. Let's see. Ben Bracken, Paul Z, Mike Andrus, and Cooper, stand up. Come on, guys. It's very easy. We'll go to 1 minute now. Ben's not here?
No, he's not.
Paul's? No. Mike Andrus isn't here? Well, you know. Cooper, congratulations, you get second place. You got 14 out of 18, all of those guys got 14 out of 18 correct. Cooper, you would have been if we forgot to take that. You know, yeah. You gotta answer all the questions, man. You can't like go back and say, I'll go back and get that. Because then you lose the place and it's all messed up. Let's see. On the other hand, Mike Conrad. Did Mary help you pick? Got 15 out of 18 correct. And he picked Dallas to beat Philadelphia. So you win the prize. All right, Mike. Ben and Mike both picked Philadelphia to beat Dallas, so they're excluded from the football pool for the rest. Anyway, reforms are on the table, so fill them out. It's already being deducted from your dues anyway, so you might as well play. Blanket, courtesy of Friendly Dentistry.
Oh, good.
Second place, good for a coffee mug. Pick up.
All right.
There you go, bud.
Got any more? Got any blankets here?
Well, thank you. Thank you. Okay,
I'll just take a photocopy of it.
last week we sent around a couple sign-in sheets, and Chris Justice's table, it was classic Gate City, one table and done. So when your table is done with it, get to the next table, the next table. Slow down, slow down. When you get to that table back over here, and then later in the day, it should be back up here. So this is the foundation dinner sign up, and this is also the cookbook sign up. And I may have mentioned before that this is the governor's pet project. So no pressure here. He is sitting right here. So anybody's name that's missing, it's going to go right to him. So good luck with that.
It's a nice table.
I know. Well, we'll see if we can sell him a cookbook.
Yes.
A reminder, after the meeting, we're going to go out the steps, have a quick photo, because we haven't done that in a while. Photo, and then we'll have a board photo at the board meeting. So just try to, when we wrap this up, we'll all hustle out there, a quick photo, everybody's gone. Ralph, anything about golf?
Yes, next Thursday, October 1st rather. Today's our deadline. Do we have any golfers? It's down in Troy. Anybody? Anybody? It's at Denson's Creek Golf Club, if anybody's been there. It's $60. If you can't make it, we do need to have some kind of participation. So they have $100 hole sponsors, if anybody's interested. So give me a call, email. If I'm the only one going, I might not go. Somebody join me, because I will take the day off and go play golf.
You can hit it 5 times, like you usually do.
We'll find your partner.
All right.
We'll find your partner. Let's see. Oh, and we've also, Ralph, you about the Kiwanis Rotarians golf match. Are you on that, Ralph? We've got the other golf tournament is the Kiwanis versus Rotarians. Now, we need good golfers for that.
Yeah, that's what we do need. I think it's a Star Mountain.
Right. Well, so think about that one, because that one's, I think, October 15th, is that right? But we really, we don't want my kind of golf out there. Chip, anything about Big Stock?
Big Stock, first practice cook this Sunday. We're going to be cooking 2 large Boston butts. I've notified the team, but we need more than the team. We need club participation. That means Rotary in general, because 2 Boston butts will be around 16, 17, 18 pounds of meat raw. That will give us 11 to 12, 13 pounds of meat cooked, plus the go with. It's an all-day event, so I'm going to need people to come out and help me eat the barbecue, please. Helping us eat the barbecue. Start fire about 8:30 Sunday morning. I'm seriously inviting anybody out. My wife's going to be out of town until midday, so I'm just going to be out there, me and the dogs. I'll need a little company in case I burn my fingers or something or get stuck in the top of the grill. So come on out. People on the team have an email. I'm going to send a reminder. But seriously, Sunday afternoon, like Chicken Little, I'm going to need somebody to come. Well, not like Chicken Little. Chicken Little wanted to eat all the stuff herself, didn't she? Well, we're like Rotarians. We're going to share our barbecue with anybody that will show up Sunday afternoon. Just bring a go with and maybe a beverage, and we'll make a party out of it. I think it would be a great recruiting event. Okay, certainly casual attire. There'll be smoked fire, soot, grease, all that kind of stuff. So casual attire. But please come on out Sunday afternoon. Thank you. Or Sunday morning and help out. I'll send out a reminder with my address and a map.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, on Chicken Little is thought the sky was falling.
Oh, was that it? Oh, which one was it?
It's a
Little red hen.
A little red hen. All right, so let me start over.
Get your chicken straight.
All right, so hold on. Which one crossed the road?
It doesn't really matter. They all end up on the grill. Dale, you got anything on service this week? You got a sign up going? How are we doing for rebuild?
The next thing coming up, and it's coming pretty quick, is Project Rebuild, 9th and 10th. So I'll send out a reminder next day or so. There is a sign up I've sent once, but I'll start, bugging the crap out of everybody starting the next day or so.
Okay,
Good. So we're
well, that's a lot of fun. We need a good turnout for that. Any other announcements I have? Yes.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, I did send out an email yesterday to remind everybody, but we are not here next week. We are at Cone Elementary, same time as usual, 7 o'clock. We'll have our, our general first half of the meeting, and then rather than have a speaker, we're going to break out and go speak and read to the kindergartner through 2nd grade classes. I'm asking everybody, whether you're going to be there or not, to go ahead and purchase a age-appropriate book for Cone Elementary. If you're not going to be there, just swing it by my office this week so that we can get those delivered. But definitely want good attendance so we can make sure we get enough readers in all the classrooms. All right.
And I'll be out next week, so I don't want everybody charging a bunch of stuff to my bar bill at Green Valley Grill like I did last time.
Well, just be drinks.
Yeah, I don't want that again. Buster, happy dollars?
Happy dollars!
Fantastic.
Man, when you come in the morning, you knew, I didn't remember that our illustrious district governor was coming, but I knew something was special going on because Bobby had on his dress flip-flop. Whoa, man. Woo. Something big's happening today. Didn't it?
We'll let you have
Well,
Well, I had one, but I have to change it because
pretty fancy with it.
Pete just told me that this is his last Rotary meeting with us. And that's going, I guess we wanted you to stay.
He got a TV, quit.
Take the money and run. So Pete, I guess I'll speak for the club if I may. It's been great knowing you. You've been a real contributor. Now we're going to miss you. I'll miss everybody.
They're going to sit up and clear mattress.
You're gonna miss us.
I already do.
Carly.
All right, so my happy dollars for the gun raffle email that I sent out yesterday. Somebody said, "What's the world coming to when the United Way's selling guns?" It makes money. Thanks to everybody that bought one.
And without guns, we'd all still be British.
They were going down to work. We were all Canadian.
I'll be away next week. I'm receiving the Distinguished Alumni Award at my alma mater. The interesting thing, I just found this out yesterday. The interesting thing is the guy who has to present me with the award was the Dean of Students the year I got thrown out. So.
You can't get any student in that.
All right, Chip.
I have an unhappy dollar. My father-in-law, Carrie's dad, has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, inoperable, no way to go, nothing to do. He weighs 130 pounds right now. Guy has a Bronze Star, 3 Purple Hearts, been through 3 open heart surgeries, has rheumatoid arthritis. He has steel rods up his back, mesh holding him in. He advised on In Harm's Way to John Wayne because he was such a stellar Marine. Things he did. He also advised Charlton Heston in another movie. I can't remember which one right now. He was a Marine, then in charge of Veterans Affairs for the state of California. Under Jimmy Carter, he came to Washington, D.C. Veterans Affairs left there, started a career, owned 2 or 3 business colleges. Very successful guy. And he looked at Dr. Nye and says, "No way in hell this is going to kill me. I'm going to fight it." So let's hope he's right. But thoughts and prayers, please. And then my second one is Wilder. Everybody asked me about a Wilder update. We're back to Wilder updates. Wilder's joined a fraternity down at NC State University. They have the highest GPA on campus, which I hope that is a positive reason for joining. I think it was the parties. But he got another 99 on a Spanish test with another smiley face. He had 100 a couple weeks ago. And this time he got a +1 for vocabulary. So I said, "Well, tell me about this professor that puts these smiley faces." He said, "Dad, she's really cute. She's 24 and she went to Carolina and she feels bad because I'm here at State and I didn't get into Carolina." He said, "But I asked her to a fraternity party and she turned me down because faculty can't mix with students." Anyway, keep up the good work, son.
Keep him from asking.
All right, I actually have a Hal Happy Dollar. I got a call from a good friend, Newton Cowan, and Newton said, "I got to tell you this, I was sitting with Hal, and I told him that I had gone to the fundraiser." And he perked up a little bit, and he said, "Oh, well, tell me about that. How was it?" And he said, "It was really good. We went to eat with some friends, and you know Rob Midget and his wife, Susan." And he said, "Oh, you went to eat with Rob?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Did I ever tell you about when I ran the fundraiser?" And Hal just got, Newton said, all pain and sickness just left his body. And he brightened up and he said, "Rob, that son of a bleep." And Mike Slane came up to me after we pulled the raffle ticket and said, "What are you doing? You got to pull for the TV." And Hal was regaling him with a story. He said, "What TV? We're not giving away a TV." Well, yeah. Anyway, we ended up polling for a TV at this Rotary Club, if y'all that were here remember, and Rusty Hoffman ended up winning it.
Yes.
Kind of like the Pete Gursky.
Yeah.
But Hal loves to tell that story, especially to Mike Slane and myself, about how we were, ramrodding it. He had to pull for a TV that they had forgotten about. So anyway, he said that it made Hal's afternoon just to toss me under the bus.
The moral,
wait.
The moral of Hal's story is there's no pain worse than running the fundraiser.
Okay, so here's right. If anybody has an old, and the older the better, TV, we wanted to give it to Hal because of a backstory on that, but the whole pulling for the TV. So if anybody's got an old, 10-inch black and white, whatever, we thought that would be a good gift from the club to give to Hal right now.
I have, in fact, something to give away. Everybody was here last week. I don't know if you remember. I won something. I won a book from the class speaker. The problem is I already have a book.
Well, Chip's got a book too.
No, just kidding. I have this particular book already, and I read it already. So today I read the book.
Why didn't whoever win the raffle?
Give it to
the raffle winner.
The raffle.
Oh,
There you go.
I give it to somebody else. You give it to somebody else. It's a walk in the woods. It's about a guy who hikes the Appalachian Trail. And moreover, this one is signed by the author. So that's really cool. So I want to give it to somebody. My idea I cooked up this one. I do a little quiz. First rule, everybody hands above the table, nobody checks his smartphone. So I give you one question, and who shouts out the right answer first, that's the book. How about that? Okay. The question is, through how many states runs the Appalachian Trail?
18.
13.
10.
13.
11.
9. 15.
8.
I haven't heard the right one yet.
12.
13.
15.
16.
14. Yeah.
Oh!
That's an easy one.
None of y'all remember we could get for Christ there Brunswick stew, which is the healthiest Brunswick stew in the nation because I've changed the recipe about 2 years ago. Seriously. October the 3rd, it's $8 a quart. If you enjoy Brunswick stew, it's a very good value, and so I have tickets.
Judge Hassel. Little report we got last night from our daughter Bailey Hassel, who's been up in Washington for about 1.5 years. As you know, Washington's a town where dignitaries come and go all the time, but if you've been paying attention to the news the last 24 to 48 hours, wherever you are on the ecumenical spectrum, they've had a rather extraordinary visitor with Pope Francis. And Bailey lives on Connecticut Avenue, just above DuPont Circle, if you know your DC geography at all. And about sundown last night, streets get blocked off all the time for various events and things. And she heard the sirens going by, and she looked out, and there were people lining Connecticut Avenue, as people had been in other parts of the town all day for the Pope. And she stepped out just in time to see the Pope go by, his Fiat motorcade. So she got to see Pope. She sent us a picture. Pretty cool.
Buster, we're gonna wrap it up. Wifey gets her a second total knee Monday, and boy, are we ever happy. 1 year ago today, she was in the hospital with an enormous pulmonary embolism, and she's doing great. Second happy dollar is not only did the Pope come and share goodwill and fellowship, blessings and prayers, but he proved that you can wear white after Labor Day.
Just real quick, I'm pretty sure my son never took an English class, but that's up for debate. He was published in Life Outside magazine. It's a regional outdoor magazine. There's an article on the Appalachian Trail. And as a matter of fact, there's a picture that went with it. It was photographed on one of the same places where the movie that was just released on Labor Day, A Walk in the Woods, was filmed, up on McAfee's Knob. So,
All right, Bobby C.
couldn't be with you all last week, but my travels took me to Barcelona and then Nice. Anyway, last Friday morning, got up real early. Of course, your time's all messed up, and I had my coffee overlooking the Mediterranean. Pulled out my iPhone and I watched the YouTube video of last week's Gate City Rotary. So cool. We sit there in the Mediterranean, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that's sad.
You couldn't find anything else to do.
It was real early.
That's our one hit.
Well, you know, sometimes somebody else's grandpappy shares a story, and Grandpappy Hopkins, he had, we're talking about the raffle, and how every ticket I saw, and I said, I guarantee you this is the winner, I guarantee it. And Grandpappy
She's telling Pete's wife.
yeah, Grandpappy Hopkins was talking about a church raffle they were having, and they were raffling off a mule, and so man, they just sold ticket after ticket after ticket, sold all these tickets for this mule, and the day before the raffle, the mule died. And the church was having a meeting, they were all upset, you know, what are we going to do? We're going to give everybody back their money, this is just a disaster, and Grandpappy Hopkins said, well, really, we don't, we can go ahead and have the raffle. Said, really, just one person's going to be mad and we'll give them their money back.
Well done, Buster. Okay, so remember after the meeting, just hang out. As soon as we wrap up, we'll run outside, shoot a quick photo, and then have a good day. Claudia's going to introduce our special guest here, but I wanted to say something about Claudia. One of the reasons why Gate City comes home with the Gold Club every year is assistant governors like Claudia that keep presidents in line. So every time it's a deadline that I have missed, Claudia calls me the day before, or actually the week before. Are you sure? So she is a tremendous help to our club, and we owe her and Ken Keller a great deal of thanks being our assistant governor. So,
Thank you, Dan. Well, I'm delighted to introduce Larry and Dolores Lassiter. It's nice to be here. I haven't been to this club in a while. I used to be Area 5, but now I'm Area 11, so I'm glad to be back because I know so many of you, and it's great to see you. And I have particularly enjoyed getting to know Larry and Dolores over the last several months with the various club visits that he's made and I've attended, so we're glad you're here. Larry is a native of Randolph County and a graduate of Pfeiffer University. He lives in Troy with Dolores. They have 3 children and 6 grandchildren. Larry began his career in public accounting in Greensboro in 1969. And then went to work with a firm in Asheboro, and then in 1975 he formed a partnership with 3 other CPAs and moved to Troy, where they live now, and opened an office there. And after a couple of years he left the partnership and formed his own firm. Larry and Dolores are active members of the Trinity United Methodist Church, and Larry is a member of the Methodist Men Group. He has served on the Finance Committee. He's been a church treasurer for the past 16 years. He served on the Falcon Club Board of Directors at Pfeiffer University for 15 years and is currently an active supporter of the university. He's a member of the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the North Carolina Association of CPAs. Now let's talk about his Rotary experience. Larry, I was adding it up today, is a 34-year Rotarian, but there was a break of a few years in the 80s going into the 90s, but he began his membership with the Troy Rotary Club in 1981. He was a member there for 4 years. Then he moved to Asheboro, so he joined the Asheboro Club. He was a member in Asheboro for 3 years. Then business and kids took him away from Rotary, so there's a little bit of a gap, but I won't tell you how many years. Then he joined the Troy Rotary Club, where he's been very active since 1997. Here are the various positions that Larry has held. He's a multiple Paul Harris Fellow, a Paul Harris Society member, a major donor, a benefactor. He served as president of the Troy Club twice, and he was the Area 8
coordinator for the group study exchange team from Australia in 2010. And the Rotary International President's representative host for the 2010 district conference. He was assistant governor for Area 8 for 3 years, and he served on the District Foundation Audit Committee for 3 years. He also likes cars, and he likes to play the occasional round of golf. Please stand and welcome Larry Lassiter.
Thank you, Claudia. Well, good morning to my fellow Rotarians and guests. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for what you do to make this club, your community, and our district, 7690, the best in the Rotary world. It's a pleasure to be visiting your club again, and I had the pleasure also of installing your president this year, which was a lot of fun for me. You guys have about 60 members, and you've been serving your community now for over 24 years. You've been blessed with great leaders over the years, including your past District Governor Mike Conrad, who served in 2009-10. I like to call Mike my friend, he and Mary Ann, and Mike is my mentor as well. And anytime you can spend 3 weeks with a couple, Dolores and I, traveling around Australia and come back home still friends, that's pretty good. You've had several others that have served and are currently serving at the district level. You were the 3rd Triple Crown club in our district. You've maintained that status for 10 years, and 17 years earning the Gold Club distinction. Your service to the community is a vital part of this club. You're involved in hands-on projects such as Project Rebuild, street cleanup. You support many other causes as Free the Kids, Horsepower Therapeutic Learning Center, Dustin's Greenhouse, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Camp Carefree, Victory Junction Gang Camp, Children of Vietnam, and many others. You certainly understand the value and the power of our Rotary Foundation, as you have contributed over $302,000 to our foundation. We all get to see the good things that our foundation does through our district grants, and we use those funds locally to fund our projects and the things that we are interested in our communities. But we don't always get to see what happens with our global grant dollars. But Dolores and I got to see firsthand just one of the many projects that our foundation has been involved in over the years when we visited a school in Brazil on our way to the district conference, or international convention, excuse me, this past year in June. There was a lady in Rio who was trying to teach kids there, and she did not have a building to teach the kids in, so the request for the school came about because of this situation. And she was teaching these kids under an overpass in the slum area, and I couldn't describe the slum area if I tried. It was one of the worst things that I've ever witnessed. But as I said, she was trying to teach the kids, to give them an education, give them an opportunity to better themselves and hopefully get out of the slum and have a better life. One day the kids, it was lunchtime, the kids were out playing in the street. They were laughing and making noises as kids do. And the police came around and they shot and killed 20 of her kids. So she got in touch with the Rio Club. The Rio Club got in touch with a district in Southwest Virginia, which borders us, that they had already had a relationship with. They in turn got us involved because we were a Future Vision pilot program at that time, and they were not. So the district in Southwest Virginia, our district, a club in Germany, and the Rio Club went together to do a global grant to provide a building for the school. As I said, when they found that we were coming, we were invited to visit the school. So the district governor and his wife from Virginia, Dolores and I, were picked up at the hotel in Rio to go visit the school. And there was a lady with the Rio Club along as well. And we had 2 cars and had our drivers, bodyguards. And you had to have a sticker on the windshield just to be allowed to enter the favela. Otherwise, if you entered without that, you might not ever come back out. So it was a little unsettling for us going in to visit the school because we passed several folks that had handguns, several with automatic weapons, and we're not used to seeing that around here, obviously. So when we got to the school building, we went in and we were pleasantly surprised. The kids were so happy, so glad to have an opportunity to be able to get an education. And this school was serving over 400 kids in the school building, 200 plus in the morning and 200 plus in the afternoon. They were being fed 2 good meals a day, which is probably the only food they got all week. So it was good for us to see what our foundation dollars do around the world to help those who really are much less fortunate than we. I want to say what an honor and how humbled I am to be serving as your district governor for 2015-16. Dolores and I put a lot of time, energy, and effort into this over the past couple of years. We've had a lot of fun doing it, and I could not be doing this without her support. Yeah, you guys recited the 4-way test earlier, and some time back, a few years ago, Cliff Dockerman, who was a former Rotary International president from Chicago, was here speaking at our foundation banquet. And he had retired, and he had moved to California. He was living in a small town just north of San Francisco. He was talking about this club and how small their club was. And as a matter of fact, they only had a 3-way test. So number 1, is it fun? Number 2, will anybody get hurt? Number 3, will anybody find out? Our Rotary International priorities for 2015-16 are to promote membership growth, enhance humanitarian service through our foundation, strengthen our clubs through the family of Rotary, online tool adoption, eradication of polio, and to grow our Interact and Rotaract clubs. Well, our District 7690 areas of focus mirror those of Rotary International. New members and retention of current members is a top priority. I would love to see our district lead the Rotary world in sustaining members and to continue to grow our Paul Harris Society membership. Family of Rotary is again at the forefront for our district. We need to encourage family participation in all things Rotary. And collaboration with other clubs is also a great way to have a greater impact with our projects and the things we do in our community. I also want to raise awareness for women's heart health and Alzheimer's disease. I currently have 2 sister-in-laws in Alzheimer's facilities now, and I suspect each and every one of you have been touched either directly or indirectly by this dreaded disease. On the polio front, thanks to each one of you, we really are getting close to ending polio. As I said at the International Convention, Dolores and I attended the breakout session to hear what our Polio Plus international leaders had to say about our polio program and where we were headed. As we all know, this past July, we reached the 1-year mark without a new case of polio in Nigeria. And as of August last month, we reached the 1-year mark without a new case of polio in the whole continent of Africa, which is great news, which leaves Afghanistan and Pakistan, with Pakistan being the worst of the 2. And at the breakout session, we did have a representative there from Pakistan, and he did indeed confirm that the government of Pakistan has finally agreed to help us in our fight against polio in that country, which is great news. And obviously it's working because new polio cases year-to-date this calendar year versus year-to-date last calendar year are 70% less than they were. What a legacy for Rotary when we do finally wipe the scourge of polio off the face of the earth. Our Rotary International President, Ravi Bravendran from Sri Lanka, issued a challenge to each of us incoming governors, all 534 of us from around the world, to make a gift to our foundation and to also sponsor a new member before we attended International Assembly this past January in San Diego. If you remember a couple years ago, Cookie Billings' class was called First Class. Last year, Patrick East's governor's class was called Best Class. Well, Ravi has named us World Class. So I want to challenge each one of you to make that gift to our foundation and to sponsor at least one new member this Rotary year. And if we do that, we will indeed make this a world-class year. President Ravi's theme for 2015-16 is Be a Gift to the World. What a great theme. And he reminds us that we're on this earth for just a short while, and we really do need to make it count. And each and every one of you has a unique talent. And we have in Rotary the perfect vehicle to utilize those talents. So it's up to each one of us to find a way to make a difference in our club, our community, and the world. We want to leave this world just a little bit better than when we came. To paraphrase a quote from a former U.S. President, John Kennedy, it says, ask not what Rotary can do for you, but ask what you can do for Rotary. And if we do that, we will indeed make this a world-class year, and we can be a gift to the world. As we go through this 2015-16 Rotary year, we have a lot of work to do to accomplish our goals. As we pursue these goals, I don't think I have to remind your group, but fun and fellowship is a big part of our Rotary journey. And we need to keep that in mind as we do go about our Rotary work. And we can all come together to celebrate all the accomplishments and have fun and fellowship when we join together for our district conference to be held at the Greenbrier America's Resort on April 22nd through the 24th of 2016. And I also want to remind you that your district leadership team, Claudia, Ken, all of the district leaders are available to help you in any way we can, and they'll be a resource for your club. As we all know, Paul Harris, who was the founder of Rotary back in 1905, was quite a visionary. Two of his quotes still echo so clearly today the challenges that Rotary faces in its quest to grow and fulfill its goals. He said, and I quote, "If Rotary is to realize its proper destiny, it must be evolutionary at all times and revolutionary on occasion." Again, if Rotary is to realize its proper destiny, it must be evolutionary at all times and revolutionary on occasion. Another one of his quotes that I think I like as well is, he said, "There is nothing in Rotary so sacred that it cannot be set aside for things better." So as you pursue your goals and you're trying to accomplish everything you want to do, just keep those thoughts in mind. And my final thought for you today is my personal goal for this year is that I want each and every member of every club to feel like that you matter and that you belong and that you're a part of this organization. As our own Maya Angelou said, people forget what you said and people forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Reminder back here for you.
Has anybody been to the Greenbrier? Yeah. This is not a bad place for district conference.
It's not a bad place, period.
As Dudley Moore said in Arthur, it doesn't suck. So we're looking forward to it, Larry. Thank you. And we have a gift. We have a gift for Larry. Something for your garage. And something that when you're judging pig stock, we would like you to recall that Gang City Rotary gave you a solid gold color. 9/11. A little more practical. So thank you very much. Remember, picture outside. Oh, and we have a raffle.
Hey, Dan, one thing. There's a sheet going around for the foundation bank.
Dad made it here.
But
Go ahead,
the date on it is incorrect. It says Thursday the 11th.
It's Wednesday the
11th, not Thursday the 11th.
You know who made that mistake? Cookie Billy. And if everybody would send their email today, I really appreciate it. You email Cookie and tell her that the 11th is not on Thursday. That would be fantastic. So yeah, look at that. It's made it through almost all the tables. That's a new record for us. This table can't leave because they haven't signed up. Gary's going to check your name off. Everybody else can go outside and have a picture made. Let's draw a raffle right quick. Dolores, if you would read the last three numbers for us.
063.
Oh,